Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing? Howdy, kids? I'm Q, the Costa Rican coach of the Chicago Dragapults, and today we are back with another Pokemon Draft League battle. This time we're here in the International Nexus Tournament, otherwise known as the INT, and it's week 1, baby, so we want to start off strong. Let's see what we can do. We're going up against the homie Helios, coach of the San Jose Sharpedos, really good friend of mine. We fought last time in the INT, where he was fighting for his playoff life in the final week of the regular season, ended up beating me pretty decidedly. I believe it was like a 4-0 in their favor. Like, they kind of destroyed me, and they did it to make playoffs, and then I don't know what happened after that, honestly. It was so long ago, I don't remember. But regardless, go check them out. Link to Helios' channel in the description down below. Really cool dude, really great personality, really good content creator, and his videos are also pretty nice. So you should really go check him out if you haven't already. But let's take a look at the matchup. We'll put it on screen right now. Boom. We got Helios' team. It's a rain team, to say the least. A really good rain team, for that matter. He drafted Archaladon round 1, which you just gotta respect. Or maybe he drafted Raging Bolt first. Regardless, those were the 1-2 punch. He was like, I'm getting my double dragon core, and I'm building towards rain. I don't care who knows about it. He did snipe Rillaboom from me. Granted, he took it around 3. I thought Rillaboom could last, till 4 or 5, but I was mistaken. So, yeah, I was really looking forward to using the Boomer, but instead we got Ogerpon, which is alright as well. But yeah, really good rain team. He has Comfey, which you know how much we love Comfey on this channel. And then also Volcanion in the rain is kind of crazy. I truly believe that this matchup is kind of insane for Helios. If he just brings hard rain, outside of Raging Bolt, I guess Raging Bolt could, do some things, but I think Raging Bolt, is, the quote-unquote worst rain abuser on his team, against my team specifically. But yeah, I think if he just, brings hard rain with, Politoed, Archaladon, Rillaboom, Barraskewda, and then, either Toxicroak or the Moltres, and then Volcanion as well, it kind of just bossed my entire team. I don't really know how I would work around this. I will say, before I go into the team that we are going to be bringing today, I have a Porygon 2 on my side. When I was prepping, I totally forgot that I drafted Porygon 2, so that wasn't even crossing my mind. And I'm low-key glad I didn't, but still, we could have had a Porygon 2 that maybe also could have, lived some special attacks from Archaladon and the Galarian Moltres, but regardless, we didn't end up bringing it. But yeah, I think their team is just really, really good. Hard Rain against me just looks insanely powerful, as well as Rillaboom after, my quote-unquote rain counters get chipped down. Just also insane. But regardless, big shout out to Helios' team. Let's talk about the team that we are actually going to be bringing today, guys. We're bringing Roselli Berry Dragapult. Like I said, man, I kind of think I just auto-lose. But if I can Dragon Dance and either the Comfey is already gone, or it's been chipped enough to where +1 Phantom Force and knocks it the fuck out after they try to Draining Kiss me, and I live thanks to Roselli Berry, we could be sitting kind of pretty. That's why Dragon Dance is there. We can Dragon Dance in front of something like a banded Rillaboom, because, if they're locked in the grass like that, of course. We can Dragon Dance in front of a Politoed, because we don't really fear its, water/ice type moves. We could Dragon Dance in front of a potentially choice-locked Barraskewda that's locked in either Liquidation or Flip Turn or whatever the fuck they're locked into. And so that's kind of the goal here. We got Sucker Punch in case of Hisuian Zorark, because it does, if it's actually, I guess I could just click Dragon Darts. Oh, no. It's there because of their priorities. Hisuian Zorark gets Shadow Sneak, and Sucker Punch will out-prioritize that, especially if we Dragon Dance, and then our Sucker Punch will knock them the fuck out. Up next, we have Primarina, which is kind of our best hard rain counter. Now, they do have Rillaboom, which, with Terra Grass, so we would be able to tank one of those. And they do have a lot of good poison coverage on their rain abusers in Barraskewda and Toxicroak, which is why I think we need the Kebia Berry. Basically, what the goal for Primarina is to either get it, if they bring Raging Bolt, Primarina can set up pretty well. But also, if they bring Politoed, this can set up pretty well in front of it as well. I'll just spam Calm Mind as they try to chip me down. Maybe they Hypnosis, whatever. We'll just Draining Kiss, get our HP back. And then hopefully trade 2 for 1. Either we Terra Grass in front of the Rillaboom and knock it out with Moonblast, or we Terra Grass in front of the Raging Bolt and knock it out with Moonblast, and then they try to come in with either Poison Jab Barraskewda or, Poison Move Toxicroak, and we revenge them as we eat our Kebia Berry, which also could be really nice, which is why we're rocking out with Psychic Noise, so we can get the Oko on Toxicroak even before we start setting up. And then, yeah, Calm Mind, like I said, is just there to be able to take advantage of potential passive plays in Politoed and even Spidops for that matter. But yeah, I think Primarina, if we do win, it's probably going to be on the back of Primarina against this Rain Gang. Up next, we have Glim, who is Max Fizdef, max HP. We're actually rocking out with a very, very defensive Glimmora because if they do bring Rillaboom, I can bring in Glimmora pretty much at any point when Rillaboom comes in and get up T-Spikes, which look insanely good if they don't bring Toxicroak. We have Stealth Rocks as well because rocks are really nice and help us reach our end game of winning with Dragapult and or Hitmontop. And then Spiky Shield is there to be able to scout for the Choice Lock Pokemon like Rillaboom or Barraskewda, and then also get Chip on them to put them in range of, you'll see in a few moments, Mach Punch Hitmontop. Up next, we have Chiyu. You might be asking yourself, Q, why are you doing it? Why are you bringing two Mons that are Omega weak to water against the Rain team? Well, it's Choice Scarf. It's Focus Sash Chiyu, guys, okay? It's going to live any one hit. Especially if I lead off with it. We have Dual Stab and Dark Pulse Flamethrower, Nasty Plot, just in case they do lead off with the Politoed. And then we have Hyper Beam as a neutral play against anything in the rain. We don't have to predict and click Dark Pulse on the Comfey. I guess not really predict. What I'm trying to say is we can still hit the Comfey or the Volcanion for really, really big damage with Hyper Beam. And Nasty Plot is just there just in case. Probably not going to be able to, get off a Nasty Plot against this team. But in the event that we can, we're going to fucking go for it, guys. Up next, we have Hitmontop. Now, at first, I was thinking, how do I not auto-lose to Barraskewda? I'll tell you. Mach Punch, Technician, Life Orb, Hitmontop. Kind of crazy. It OHKOs Barraskewda after any sort of chip. Any little bit of chip we get, it'll OHKO Barraskewda. So, like Spiky Shield from Glimmora, even just regular Rocky Helmet from Glimmora, Rocks, and even outside of that, if we just get a bulk up off in front of something like our Chaludon, we just win. We just win the game. This Pokemon literally just wins the game, which is insane. We do have a lot of speed on our guys so that we can outpace things like... We can outpace everything after a Rapid Spin, so that's kind of what's going on there. And then last but not least, we got the homie Ogerpon. Obviously, you got to bring at least one of your water resists to the Rain team. And I really, really didn't know what item I wanted to rock on Ogerpon. Like, I could have been Boots, but I was pretty confident they weren't going to get up hazards unless they brought Spidops. But then if they brought Spidops, that allows Dragapult to just dance in its face. I was thinking about like AV, but then like I was like, to like better potentially 1v1 the Comfey, but then I was like, I don't really know about that one. I was thinking about Choice. I didn't want to be Choice Lock with Choice Scarf or Choice Band. I didn't want to have a Life Orb to chip myself down to put me in range of their priority. So I was like, fuck it, let's just rock out with Mirror, or maybe we could like catch Rillaboom Swords Dancing, or even like what's that Pokemon called? A Raging Bolt Calm Minding, or I think it would be funny if like something gets a stat boost and then we get it alongside it. Like Moltres Agility, Clicking Agility or something like that. So I was like, whatever, let's just rock out with it, see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is, right? Regardless, this is the team we are going to be taking into week 1 of the INT. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the team, as well as what do you think we're going to win here in week 1 of the INT? Once again, make sure you go check out the homie Helios. Link to his channel in the description down below, as well as all the other coaches that are in the INT. Go subscribe to everybody. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all liked the video. I hope you all subscribe if you're new. And I hope you all enjoy the battle. All right, y'all. Here we are with the battle going up against the homie Helios the God. And here in week 1 of the INT. Make sure you go check him out. Really cool dude. Really crazy team he's got, but he doesn't bring any of the Rain gang besides potential like Scarf Barraskewda or just regular Barraskewda, as well as fucking Volcanion, which is a huge threat. Volcanion and Archaludon were kind of the big guys I was a little worried about. Honestly, their like Raging Bolt in Rain wasn't really that concerning, but it could have been something pretty crazy if they did bring it. I think we're going to stick with the game plan. They might want to Terra Volcanion like immediately, which I'm perfectly fine with. I think just leading off with Chiyu to break looks really good. It actually looks a lot better here than I had initially thought because they're not bringing Rain. And then we have Glimmy to be able to switch into the Barraskewda at least one time so that we can get up a T-Spike because they did not bring their T-Spike Absorber, which is really, really nice. Dragapult also looks pretty fire here. I could potentially set up in front of said Barraskewda if they are choice locked. So yeah, man, we got the Roselia on deck for potential Terra Blast Fairy on Volcanion or Draining Kiss on Comfey. So yeah, man, let's get into it, man. It's INT week 1, baby. Let's fucking go. Super surprised at the 6. He did end up bringing. No Galarian Moltres is also really good for us. But yeah, we're going to try and break early with Chiyu. That's why my guy is Sash. If they do end up leading with Donphan, I could foresee them probably wanting to trade Earthquake with Chiyu, but I could also see them going for Rock. So they end up leading with Clemente, which is amazing for us. Absolutely amazing for us. Archaludon. absolutely astronomical for us because we 2-hit KO it with both our moves. I'm just going to click Flamethrower because if they want to switch hard into what's it called, that's perfectly fine with me. And as long as this still kills Zoroark, which I imagine it does, I will still do it. It does. Okay, perfect. So they might be Sash. It doesn't matter. We're clicking Flamethrower, baby. We're faster, so that means they are Archaludon, I would assume. They almost just die, which is amazing. Their stamina goes up, but that shit don't matter. And then they are going to drop a Draco, which they're going to quickly learn that we are, in fact, Sash. So, yeah, this is fine. I get to just click Flamethrower again. This Mon being gone opens up Dragapult a lot because with us being physical and clicking Dragon Darts against this, it might have gotten out of hand with being able to tank a hit and whatnot. So, yeah, we just click Flamethrower again. Give us the Archaludon. That's perfectly fine. They could go out to any of their guys that are faster or have priority in Donphan with Ice Shard or even the Aqua Jetter. Zoroark is also just faster. And they can also go into Comfey. So, regardless, we're doing big damage here. I wanted to Flamethrower instead of Dark Pulse in case they tried to make the Comfey play. Because that being weakened is also super fucking nice. But it looks like they're just going to give us the Archaludon, which is cool. In theory, if I can get this in front of Volcanion again, it looks really good, but it also loses just because of priority as well as Mons being faster to 4 out of the last 5 Mons. So it's just irrelevant to kind of keep this around. So whatever comes in, we'll just hit it. No need to try and be fancy here. They go on a Python, which I assume is Young Barraskewda. We're not going to learn anything about this unless it's Life Orb. So I will just click Dark Pulse. Yep. So let's see. Are you Life Orb? Life Orb would be not too bad. It'd be good intel to have. But they are, in fact, flip turn regardless. I could have low-key went into the Glim to scout for the damage, but I was a little scared. Anyways, we do get offensive momentum here, which is really, really nice. So we'll see what they want to go out into. The one T-Spike immunity is gone. So our Glimmora switching into a physical move does look pretty promising. I'm curious if I know Draining Kiss creates contact, so it will get affected by the Rocky Helmet, but I'm curious if it gets up to spikes. I don't think it would because I'm pretty sure it specifically says physical moves, but that'll be funny. That'll be something funny to learn if the situation does arise. But regardless, I'm curious what they want to go into. If they go into Volcanion, I probably just bring in my Dragapult, honestly, for Cetera. That's kind of what I would do. They go into Hershey, which I assume is Comfey. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. It's this guy. I think we just go into Prim and fire off a Moonblast. Do we 2 KO with Prim? Because I don't have a water move, because like I said, it's a rain team, so. Donphan. We do 2 KO with Moonblast, even if they're like max HP and a little bit of Spadef. And Earthquake does a hefty chunk, but it doesn't do that much to us. And then if they go back into Barraskewda again, I could go into Glim on the P-Jab. I mean, this also just makes sense to just hit this with Ivy Cudgel, because that's very, very free. Do I die to an Ice Spinner with Ogerpon? No, I should not. So yeah, never mind. We're going into Ogerpon, actually. I was going to go into Prim, because it also is like kind of free, but it is what it is. But yeah, Ivy Cudgel is super duper free, so we're just going to click it. Yeah, it guaranteed 2 KOs, so... I mean, this into Trailblaze also actually is actually what I'm going to do. Ice Spinner, perfectly fine. I was so close to being weakness policy on this Pokemon, you have no idea. So let's see if they have the Ice Shard. We're preventing rocks regardless, so I'm just going to click Trailblaze. Preventing rocks is also really huge, so I'm so fine with this. I don't think an Ice Shard would knock us out based on that Ice Spinner damage. And it looks like they got a high roll too. But all in all, not too bad of a start, to be honest. Unless we lose our Mon right here. Because, yeah, that did 66 points of damage. So, yeah, they got a pretty decent high roll. Or they're, like, super offensive and got a low roll. Regardless, Ice Shard shouldn't knock me out. So, we'll see what they end up doing. It looks like they don't have Ice Shard. But I am going to Trailblaze. It's my best play. Because then we get to identify whether or not the Barraskewda is, in fact, what's it called? And it looks like they're going to go into Comfey. Skinwalker. Okay, Zoroark. They put Zoroark last. Okay, that's kind of funny. They didn't do the thing. This also would have died to an Ivy Cudgel, so that's kind of crazy. Let's see if they're Scarf. I assume they might be. Yeah, this would have just died to an Ivy Cudgel, so I'm actually surprised they went into that. I low-key wish I would have just clicked Ivy Cudgel, because if this is Scarf... It's not! Let's go, Ogerpon, getting kills, baby. Let's fucking go. I think we get revenge by Comfey. Let's see, if Comfey is offensive... we don't get revenge by it, unless it's, like, Modest Specs, or Pixie Plate, or Fairy Feather, or whatever the fuck. So, we're actually sitting pretty here. We get some even more damage off on Comfey, which is nice. They go out to Randy, which is the Comfey. Yeah, we're gonna hit this guy. We're gonna hit this guy for surezies. Yeah, we just hit this guy. Because this doesn't kill us unless there's Specs, or Life Orb, or some other crazy shit. And we should be able to get some big-ass damage off. Let's fucking go. Alright, perfect. Ooh, they're a Keyberry? Keyberry. I fucks with that. I fucks with that. And we get a defense raise, which doesn't end up mattering, but we get to reveal the tech, which is kind of funny. I could totally go out in a Glim, but at the same time, you know, it's a... You know... It would be funny. But they clearly have stored power if they're Keyberry. So I guess I'm just gonna... I'll do it. There's no reason to keep the Ogerpon, to be honest, but I'll do it. I can keep it as a sack in the back. This will chip them down with Rocky Helmet, and they shouldn't get that much back from Draining Kiss. And we get to see if the mechanic works. But I assume it's just physical moves. So yeah, they get a little bit back, and then Rocky Helmet should take into effect, and then we just Mortal Spin. We just Mortal Spin. Because even if they stored power here, it's not doing that much. I'm max HP. Like, I'd be shocked if it did that much. But it looks like T-Spikes aren't going to matter all that much unless they do end up going into, Bear Scooter here. They do Calm Mind, which is kind of crazy. Because Sludge Wave definitely just knocked you out. But unfortunately, we are not Sludge Wave, but we are, this set. So we'll get the guaranteed poison on them, and we can Spiky Shield into the potential Draining Kiss here. Or just into the potential stored power, which is also perfectly fine. Yeah. We actually just Spiky Shield here, and we're fine. I could get up rocks, which would be really nice. But I don't want to get stored power here, so I'm just going to Spiky Shield. Let's go. As they stored power, and the Mortal Spin is going to knock them out. So, still worked out, kind of like how we planned. We did learn that Draining Kiss does not activate Toxic Debris, which I assumed it didn't, but it would have been funny if it did. But yeah, it's just physical moves. Anyways, the Barraskewda probably comes in here, but I think I live any one hit unless it's Bandit. So let's look at it. Barraskewda. They do go out into it. Yeah, unless it's Bandit, I live any one hit here. Unfortunately, I can't Spiky Shield, but we can get up T-Spike, which is super fucking nice. So I'm going to opt to do that. What comes in? It doesn't matter. We just Earth Power here. It's probably Boots on Volcarona. Or Volcanion, I mean. Or I could sack off. I mean, the better play is probably to sack off Ogerpon. But in the event that I can get up T-Spikes and the Volcanion's not Boots, this is also really good. So I'm just going to Earth Power. And if they're not banded, we live here. Let's go. They're not banded. Unfortunately, we don't have a grass move, but it's fine. We get to click Spiky Shield now. And also, they should take, yeah, Rocky Helmet chip. Perfect. So they might predict the Spiky Shield, but that's perfectly fine. Oh, look at that damage. But yeah, this plus, what's it called, should actually be able to knock them out. There is a chance that they just switch, which is perfectly fine. Because I do the same thing with the Donphan if it's not Boots. I just Spiky Shield as well. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we're actually going to get a knockout here, which is amazing. And then if the Volcanion's not Boots, we actually get to hit it with Mortal Spin. Or, I mean, if it is Boots, we get to hit it with Mortal Spin and poison it. So this is actually okay. This is actually okay. Okay, so they actually did not die, which is very unfortunate. I'm going to keep you to have something to do big damage to the Volcanion before I go into Pult. And then I'm going to sack this off, obviously. We'll click Mortal Spin. Ooh, Psychic Fangs. Cute. So yeah, they're not banded. They're not scarfed either. So I'm curious what they're... Were they Boots, maybe? AV? I don't know what they could have been, honestly. But anyways, they're dead now, so that's great. They're dead now, so that's great. We get to just go out into... I think we just go out in a Pult, honestly. And force something to... what's it called? Yeah, we go out in a Pult, because if they go out in a Volcanion, we force them to Terra. And if they go out in a Donphan, we just knock them out. Yeah, so this will force a Fairy Terra. If they are Fairy. And if they're not, that's fine. We're just going to dance here. Are you Boots? You're not Boots. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, we're just going to dance here. Dragapult might not sweep in this position, but at the same time, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, we just dance and potentially force a Terra. Volcanion is very naturally defensive. So like even a +1, what's it called, isn't going to knock them out. But we force a Terra, which is the main thing we wanted to do here. I'm actually curious. If I was Weakness Policy instead of Roselli Berry, would that have mattered? They do Terra Fairy as predicated. Terra Blast with the Terra Fury. No, it looks like I definitely needed this Terra Blast. Or, I mean, this Roselli Berry. But that's fine. A +1 Phantom Force is going to do a decent amount of damage. Coupled with the... oh, perfect. This is actually amazing. Wait, we actually win this exchange now. We actually win this exchange now, which is actually pretty funny. Because I think... Because we're faster, obviously. And we're going to disappear now. And they're going to keep taking Poison Chip. So we actually might win this exchange now. Because now when they finally Terra Blast, we will live. Because of our Roselli Berry. And then we're going to 2-hit KO with Phantom Force. So it just comes down to whether or not the Donphan has an Ice Shard. Or not. And I don't know if I honestly don't even know if we're in range of set Ice Shard. I don't even know what they clicked there. I wasn't looking. Regardless, +1 Phantom Force. Gonna do the damn thing. As they Terra Blast, see us pop this Roselli Berry. And they should be doing well over half. It is a Volcanion, Terra Fairy. Yeah, a lot of damage. But great, thankfully, we win this exchange. Dragapult doesn't get the kill. Glimmora does. But, you know, we weakened it, which is really nice. So they were offensive as fuck. They weren't even max HP. They were offensive as hell. Let's fucking go, dude. And then it just comes down to does Donphan have Ice Shard or not. Regardless, my play remains the same. I click D-Darts. Dragon Darts. I fire my children at this guy. There are Boots. Let's find out. I could Sucker Punch if they have Ice Shard. But it's fine. They don't have Ice Shard. Perfect. Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby. The plan worked. Honestly, it only worked because they didn't... Like, I genuinely believe that if they just brought, like, Hard Rain, like, all their Rain guys... I probably kind of lost, but because they didn't, we some of our little situations that we planned out ahead of time did come into effect, which you love to fucking see, man. Shout out Ogrepon, shout out Dragapult, shout out Glimmy. With that being said, Prim stayed in the back, and so did Hitmontop. I was actually very excited to try and pop off with Life Orb Hitmontop because it looked really, really fucking good. Against, like I said, their Rain Gang with my Priority Technician Life Orb boosted Mach Punch after I bulk up. Kind of would have went in. But regardless, that's going to be it from us today, guys. If you like what you saw and you saw what you like, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.